I am going to use ChatGPT 4 to help me buy my first property. In order to do that, I need to solve three main problems. Number one, location and market analysis. I am flexible to either living there or renting it out, so ChatGPT 4 must do research to help me find the best location. Number two, drafting contracts. I will not be using a real-life realtor. This means I need ChatGPT 4 to help me write official offers to sellers. Number three, reviewing contract amendments. I need GPT-4 to review any amendments to make sure I am not getting screwed. So, I am a software engineer at Amazon. I have thus far resisted the urge to use GPT-4, and that's because it's just so expensive. But after I found out that it can read data files, I decided to give it a try to help me do a housing market analysis. I found a dataset online and fed it to ChatGPT, and the first thing that I asked it to do is help me find the average house price in all of the respective cities. I quickly realized the most I could afford was a one-bedroom condo in Toronto and Vancouver, and some detached houses in other city regions such as Calgary, Edmonton, and Ottawa. All pretty basic stuff, but I was super impressed with the way that ChatGPT was able to do the data summarization and also analysis using Python and basic libraries. Not only that, GPT-4 even gave me recommendations on how I could analyze my data, which included using a machine learning predictive model from linear regression, random forest regressor, or even using gradient booster regressor. At this point, I felt like this was some next level stuff and it was really helping increase the speed of my workflow. If you're interested in me making a video about if GPT-4 will replace me as a software engineer, please like and comment below. After getting some basic information on the top cities from using various datasets, I decided to use GPT-4 for basic web scraping for market research on the top 5 cities that I wanted to look at. This is where ChatGPT-4 directly searches via Bing, which is still somewhat limited because it does not have direct API access to other websites. This is where I mixed a little bit of personal research as well as what ChatGPT recommended via Bing. I realized that Toronto was having a massive downshift in condo prices due to investors not being able to close on their mortgages. From this point forward, I made the decision to look for condos in Toronto. After narrowing down my city, now it was up to just searching for the right property. One of my colleagues, in fact, created a Python script to automatically find and cross-reference new listings. With a mixture of ChatGPT-4 helping me with the search, as well as me searching myself in various websites, I was able to narrow down about 5 to 10 properties in the Toronto area. Prior to starting this search, I had already gotten a mortgage pre-approval. The budget for my first property was around $700,000. Since the standard real estate agent commission is 5% of the property price plus HST, this means to buy a $700,000 home, I would need to fork over $35,000 just in real estate commissions. I didn't want to do that, so I used ChatGPT to replace all the paperwork a real-life realtor was going to do. This part turned out to be a lot easier than I thought. The first thing I did was use this as a heavy negotiation tactic in my offers. For every offer I made, I explicitly stated to the seller that because I was not going to be using a realtor, my offer was essentially reflecting a subtracted figure of the realtor fee. Second, you need to be a realtor to get access to all of the offer and contract sheets. Thankfully, I had already not used a buying realtor to help my parents buy a home in Calgary. I knew it wasn't that difficult. I originally planned on using the Calgary realtor contract offer template, but luckily I found a copy of the Toronto one online. So I wrote up the initial contract along with specific financing, lawyer review, closing date, and other builder consent conditions. I then let ChatGPT read over my file and give me any pointers on typos I had made and potential areas in which I could negotiate for more things. And with that, I sent the initial offer.
Now we just wait for their response.
After a couple of days, I was happy to hear that the seller had accepted, and the next day I went to the bank to put in an initial deposit. After the initial acceptance, there is still a time period of about a week to go through lawyer review and for each party to waive all conditions before the contract is finalized. During this time, I had ChatGPT review all amendments to make sure I wasn't getting screwed over before letting my lawyer review this a second time. To be honest, I'm not sure how the rest of this process will go. However, if you subscribe below and comment what you want to know next, I will be sure to keep you posted.